Hello, I'm Steve. This is the Patio Heat channel where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your application. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this, it's going to be called a Parklet, and this is a structure built for outside dining on a commercial application. And so I'm not a designer of parklets or structures or anything of that nature. So what I am showing you is just a visual concept of the best placement for the heaters as far as structural installation, etc. You will need to speak with professionals regarding that. So I'm just going to show you what I have set up for this application. All right, so let's go ahead and go right into the overall dimensions. And one big question I have is in reference to these awnings here. I have them at 5'6" basically, coming out from the structure, and there's a couple different edges I have here, so they're not quite correct. But so 5'6", and I have them sitting at 10 feet off the floor. Now, I think the framing, I couldn't see in the image they sent me, but the framing actually is rigid all the way down to this edge, and so I would actually need to know exactly what that dimension is, and if this is in fact the 10-foot height. I have it at here right now at 9'4". And let's see if there's anything else you can see here. It's just 7 foot, basically 7 foot off the floor. This portion here, let's see if I have it. I thought I brought it in here. Here we go. Yes, 33.4 for this parklet area, and then 6 feet from the curb out to the outside edge. Now there is going to be a barrier around this, so I did not install that. I did place these posts approximately 10 foot off the floor, the finished floor, and because there's a code, and I'm not familiar with the code, the actual measurement, this 10'2", is actually 10 foot from this edge of the concrete up, 10 foot out. All right, let's see if there's anything else. You can see that I just have some 13, 12, 9, 17, maybe 18 foot awning span here. Over here I got 14.3 and 11.5. So each one of these are, you know, separate. 12.4. They're all supposed to be 10 foot off the finished floor, just for meeting code. So again, I'm not sure if this is the little portion here coming down. I'm not quite sure where that actually is supposed to be. Probably 10 foot based on the fact that I think this is a solid structure. Now on the Parklet, they had two different options with regards to the lighting, and one was parallel, or I should say parallel like it is now, and the other was perpendicular, and I think that was option 2, perpendicular, something of that nature. But I went ahead and went parallel with the longest length, the 33'4", and I'm going to go ahead and turn off the dimensions here now. And that's only because of the fact I didn't see how, if this is a solid structure frame for the awning, then how would I get a cord or cable off the ground at 10 feet and also allow for some sort of slack. You can see here on this wire that I have coming down, this would be something like a cable. That slack would droop a little bit, and I didn't want that to mess with the code there. And if this is at 10 feet, then we'd have to be below that somehow. So in any case, I brought a cable from the structure here, brought it down to the center post, and then 3 heaters basically down the center line there. And these are all 6,000 watt units. Again, they have to be 10 feet off the floor. So these bars here are 6 additional inches, and that allows for that slope a little bit. But again, you'd have to have this structurally engineered so that this could support these 3 heaters plus the wiring that goes along with it. what I did here is I just looped the wire through the existing bracket here, and you'd have to lock that in somehow, probably put like a little cable lock here and a cable lock over there, something of that nature to lock it in place. One other thing is you would not want the actual cable itself, the electrical line, to be drooped on top of the heater and strewn across the way here, going all the way across the heater. So I'm not quite sure how that would work as well. So it'd be something you'd have to design into your system. In any case, you can see the seating out here. We have bench style seating here, and then I have a little bar stool seating area over here. Being that these are 6,000 watt units, this would probably be too hot most of the time for this span here, but over here I would say this is a 6,000 watt unit would be ideal for this location. I do only have 3, and if we look at the footprint of heat, and I'm going to kind of concentrate just on this area here, we have fairly decent coverage for that span, and the height is just right for those 6,000 watt units, 10 feet off the ground. There is a little bit of area here. If you were sitting right here, you may not be in that overcrossing area, but for the most part, I think this 3 units for this distance would be ideal. Now on this awning, I would somehow support these heaters on the tubular frame that's in there. And again, I'm not quite sure of all the dimensions and how that tubular frame works. I have the heater at the bottom edge of this, but I believe they need to be pushed up slightly. And if we just did that real quickly here, I think we can. Let's just move that all the way up to this 10-foot height right here. And at that 10-foot height, you can see we're still meeting the clearances of combustibles, but not sure where that frame actually works into the position. So some of these heaters may have to be changed into shorter units and possibly moved because of the frame itself, so that it doesn't interfere with the frame itself. So if I just went something like 6 inches here, then the frame would be over there and we'd be at the same elevation as the frame. But again, I'm not quite sure of where each one of these, I'll call them a truss that comes across, meets the structure itself here. But in any case, and I should mention, I saw a doorway in the picture. I don't have the actual measurement of the doorway or the location, but it's somewhere located over here. So I eliminated 1 unit right here, so that this is just a entry exit point. And I have these at 8'6" apart from each other. So this distance to here, I should say center to center, 8'6". And obviously if it was on this awning here, that would be too far apart. So again, we need more specifics with regards to the awning structure, so we could figure out exactly where to place the heater. So all the bars would have to be identified, and the dimensions between each bar would have to be identified. All right, so same thing goes over here. I have them at 8'6" from center to center, and I did not heat up this space over here. And sorry about that. So this, just looking at that here, these units here as well, same issue, 8'6" of center to center. Like these two here look like they have to be moved in a little bit closer. If we moved them in a little bit closer, then maybe it would be too hot right here in the center, so you might have to just change that to 1 unit, and same with this one over here. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. And again, please tap that like button. We're not monetized. We don't advertise. YouTube doesn't promote our channel unless we receive your thumbs up, and we thank you so much for doing that. Have a great day.